Hey, not great, not terrible. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite TV shows. And today I'm going to move on to my fifth list of of my list week 2019, and it's going to be the top 10 best TV episodes and the top 10 best TV seasons of 2019. So technically, it is not my fifth list. Technically, it's my sixth and seventh, but it's my fifth video in the list week series nonetheless. Anyways, without further ado, let's go. Starting off with the top 10 TV episodes of 2019. Now, I'm gonna keep it 10 because I haven't watched every single TV show in 2019 ever. But I did my duties. I tried my best. And before we talk about good TV shows, actually, I would also like to talk about some other TV shows that I've seen in this year, but I thought just it's not good enough to be on the list, including the biggest disappointment of the year, Game of Thrones final season. Only 6 episodes long, incredibly rushed, lacking storyline ideas, the dialogues are downgraded, and the finale is super duper underwhelming. And of course, we have Euphoria's first season, which I thought wasn't all that interesting, absolutely not relatable, even though the last episode surprised me a bit. Spoiler alert. And other than that, here are the top 10 best TV episodes of the year. Yes, I think the last episode of the first season of Euphoria is actually surprisingly great, despite the first 7 episodes being kind of lackluster, a little too fast paced and flashy for me. I thought the exploration of real human emotions in the last episode is pretty awesome. Of course, we have True Detective Season 3, Episode 7, The Final Country, which is great because Season 2 isn't really good. And of course, we have the Mandalorian's Chapter 8. And the reason why I'm not putting it on the list is because, how in the world am I going to watch it? It only came out like a few hours ago or something. Yeah, there's that. Here is the top 10 best episodes. At number 10, we have the last Chernobyl episode out of the 5 episodes of the Chernobyl miniseries, Vichnaya Pamyat. And it is a very strong conclusion to the whole Chernobyl TV mini series, where the entire episode mainly takes place in the courtroom, where the three main characters sort of explain what happens, and we sort of see flashbacks back to what happens, and then we have the ending, and just a very, very strong and memorable conclusion. And then at number 9, we have the series season finale to Stranger Things Season 3 with Episode 8, Chapter 8, The Battle of Starcourt. While Stranger Things Season 3 is probably the weakest season so far, Stranger Things always end off the season with a huge climax with interesting scenes, entertaining scenes that all sync up together, and everyone just going, mission accomplish. And it's very entertaining, I have to say. And afterwards, at number 8, I'm giving it to BoJack Horseman, Season 6, Episode 7, The Face of Depression, which not only talks about depression, but also talks about exploring one's inner demons. I'm loving the writing of this thing, loving the voice acting of the thing. And then at number 7, I'm giving it to the season finale of The Boys, with Season 1, Episode 8, You Found Me, which is also a really strong conclusion to the first season with a huge twist towards the end, some really nerve-wracking but also entertaining action scenes as well, and some funny moments as well, which I think is really well written into the series. Afterwards, at number 6, I am giving it to the Season 3 finale of the latest Handmaid's Tale season, Season 3, Episode 13, Mayday. Even though Season 3 isn't as eventful or as well written, I think the ending is just the most ambitious episode of the series. so far, and also the riskiest, also the most emotionally impactful, and something crazy happened in this episode, and all of the characters, or more like most of the characters in this episode, just work towards that. And Mayday is the title of the episode. Anyways, at number 5, I am giving it to Fleabag's Season 2, Episode 6 as the funniest Fleabag episode so far in the series. And I'm just loving the performances. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a really, really good comedic actress. And at number 4, The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 15, The Calm Before. Yes, The Walking Dead has fallen off, but this episode hasn't. Clearly, The Calm Before, and they're serious, because The Calm Before is just this really tragic, devastating episode that The Walking Dead always does. Like, in every single Walking Dead season, a crazy, tragic episode is going to happen, and for season 9 it's this one, and once again it's tragic, it's crazy, it's violent, it's shocking, and it just strikes your heart, and there's that. Anyways, here's the top 3 episodes of the year. At number 3, we have the season finale to Succession, season 2, with episode 10, This Is Not for Tears. A huge twist at the end, and just the smirk, concluding the entire season with a smirk, which is incredibly nice. The writing for this episode is intelligent, just like the rest of the season, and just a very strong conclusion. And at number 2, also a season finale. It is the season finale to Barry's second season, Berkman Greater Than Block. While yes, I do extremely enjoy Ronnie / Lily, I think it's absolutely entertaining, but Berkman Greater Than Block, it's such an amazing finale, because all these storylines have a very crazy conclusion to them, especially for Barry's storyline. What happened at the end of Barry's storyline is just this very crazy, violent, impulsive sequence. And what happened to other people's storylines are very memorable as well, especially for NoHo Hanks. And I'm just very, very nervous for season 3. And the little scene at the end of season 2 it's one of those oh my gosh moments, and it's really well done. And then at number 1, of course, I just gave this TV show a review, talked about this episode, and that is Mr.Robot's 409. Conflict. Actually, this, I really don't know which Mr. Robot episode should I put at number 1, because there are a handful of Mr. Robot episodes that also deserve the number 1 spot. We have 401, Unauthorized, an extremely ambitious, bold opening. 405 is adrenaline pumping. 407 is dark and emotionally traumatizing. The series finale, mind blowing. And then we have my personal favorite, 409, Conflict, because this episode is what everything led up to. This is the ultimate ending for I guess the show, all the character arcs purposes, except it wasn't really the ending. There are still some other things happening at the end, but still, what happened in this episode, the ambition, the large scale, and the very violent outbreak at the end, it just makes this one of the most intelligent, cleverly written, but also suspenseful and just entertaining episodes of all times. One of the most. Anyways, let's skip over to the next list. Top 10 best TV shows of 2019. Now, we have some honorable mentions as well. Of course, we have The Walking Dead Season 9, which isn't great. It's starting to be stale, starting to be stagnant, but it's a huge improvement from the incredibly boring Seasons 7 and 8. Afterwards, True Detective Season 3, also a huge improvement from the very underwhelming Season 2. And also Mahershala Ali is fantastic here. Mindhunter Season 2, it's pretty good. More Charles Manson, who is always entertaining, played by the same guy from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then we have The End of the Fucking World in the second season, which is one of the most grounded and well-written teen series airing right now, and just really well written. Not as good as season 1 though, not as good. And at the end we have Big Little Lies, second season. Not as good as season 1, but still entertaining, full of drama. Here's the top 10. At number 10, The Handmaid's Tale season 3. While I don't think it is a great season, and I think it's very much flawed. There are inconsistent character arcs here, there are boring moments here and there, but still very entertaining, and the ending is incredibly ambitious. The last few episodes are really, really, really good, and you can tell that the creator and the writers of the show, they are shooting for something larger. And at number 9, we have Stranger Things third season, which is not as good as seasons 1 and 2. A little bit messy, jumbled here and there, but still I'm thoroughly entertained. The first 2 episodes are slow, relatively uneventful, but all the rest of the episodes are at least interesting and entertaining. The last 2 episodes are always explosive, climactic, bombastic, dramatic, and I'm loving it. I'm also liking the Russian connection of this season. Hopefully they don't continue with that in season 4 though, because it may be a little too much, but still, I'm loving the whole storyline and how it moves on. And then at number 8, we have the third season of The Crown, which has a huge cast change up because it is Olivia Colman who plays the Queen now, not Claire Foy. And there are also a couple of Welsh episodes, which I thought are fantastic. The Welsh episodes are the best ones here, exploring some side characters other than the Queen, which I think is totally good. And then at number 7, I've talked about the show not too long ago, and that is The Boys Season 1. Maybe not the most interesting TV show or the most refreshing one or the most original one, but certainly entertaining, because this TV show is about a bunch of superheroes praised by the public, but they're actually all money-loving, fame-loving, sex-loving assholes and dipshits, controlled by huge corporate companies, and they're all corrupted. And it's a vigilante TV show. It's gritty, it's very violent and gruesome sometimes. There are a lot of not safe for work scenes in the TV show, and some really well written characters as well, like Frenchie and the Deep. Anyways, at number 6, the hype is real. The Mandalorian, the first season, Jon Favreau project, I guess, a little Star Wars spin-off TV show that is actually absolutely better than the last 2 Star Wars movies, actually with good characters, good plot. The main character, even though you can't see his face, actually has more emotions than some of the characters in the movies right now. And also the meme of Baby Yoda is spawned from the Mandalorian drinking bone soup. So there's that. That alone puts the Mandalorian on this list. Anyways, at number 5, Fleabag Season 2. It's short but sweet. One of the best comedy series running right now. Again, British humor with the deadpan sarcasm. I enjoyed it a lot. And again, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, really amazing actress. At number 4, Succession Season 2. Just as cleverly written, as intelligent, as dramatic, but also sometimes comedic as possible. Just talking about media and dysfunctional families. At number 3, I've been struggling if I should put this at number 3 or number 2, but number 3 is, I think it's Chernobyl. which originally everybody's saying, hey, it's the best TV show in the world. While I think it's great, I don't think it is that great, but still, nonetheless, even though it's 5 hours long, it is a very accurate, not the most accurate, of course, there are some errors, but still very accurate when compared to other TV shows, and grim and depressing retelling of one of the biggest historical events of the past century, and that is the nuclear plant, Chernobyl nuclear plant explosion in Chernobyl, a town near Pripyat in Ukraine, which is this huge, the biggest nuclear meltdown in the world ever, affecting neighboring countries, and the nuclear radiation affected ashes in the atmosphere, and the fact that they would, flow to other countries, and the rest of the earth is going to affect other countries as well. And this is huge. This is a huge thing. And this TV show perfectly portrays how urgent this matter is. But also, the real core part of this TV show is about lies. Is about how the USSR and the government would hide these things from the public, telling everyone that, hey, it's all okay, it's fine. But hell no, it's not fine. You're gonna die. Okay, the radiation, it kills. And there are some scenes in Chernobyl that actually scares you. The 90 seconds on the roof scene is even scarier than the entire Battle of Winterfell. And yeah, I like I like the fourth episode as well, which is slow but incredibly depressing and dreary, and I just really like the vibe that this episode gives off. Anyways, at number 2, Barry season 2, which is definitely more entertaining, more action-packed, and crazy and ambitious than Chernobyl. In its 8 episodes, there are a couple of slow down points, but other than that, every single episode provides something entertaining and crazy on the table, and every single storyline becomes interesting. And then we have the performances, which are amazing as well. Bill Hader and the guy who plays Noho Hank, the guy who plays Fuchs, the guy who plays Sally, I think that's her name, and Henry Winkler is fantastic here. And the blend of comedy and action and drama is probably the best blend since Breaking Bad. And what more can I say other than a solid season? Of course, we have the Ronnie/Lily episode, which is breathtaking. The entire episode is basically Barry fighting against Ronnie and his daughter Lily, and it's just crazy. And then we have the finale, which is also just as crazy and as solid and as nerve-wracking. And my number 1 place best TV show of the year, you guessed it right, it is Mr. Robot season 4, the best Mr. Robot season, and also one of the best TV seasons ever, period. It is on par with the final season of Breaking Bad, and that is a huge statement. Yeah, where do I even start? I just finished this season, and right now I'm still trying to recover from the show, because my mind is just shattered and deep fried and boiled. And this season is I guess not as eccentric as the first couple of seasons, but every single episode brings something new to the table, something fresh, something creative. Like, again, 401 Unauthorized, where it is this very nerve-wracking, suspenseful, bold opening. And we have 402 and 403 slow points, and 404, which is the slowest episode, but actually it is poignant, poetic, beautiful, and abstract. We have 405, which is the most suspenseful and intense episode of I think the series, or maybe not. Maybe Runtime Error is slightly more intense, but still, this episode almost completely without dialogue. Actually, the heist scenes with Elliot and Darlene, They have zero dialogue, and yet Sam Esmail, the creator, could pull something off like this and still make it one of the most intense episodes I've seen all year. And then we have 406 and 408. Both 406 and 408 are really emotionally impactful, powerful, and intense and suspenseful episodes that actually speaks a lot about just human emotions and relationships and loneliness, paranoia. And we have 407, which is the darkest episode, where the entire episode takes place in 2 rooms with 6 characters, and it's all talking, but it's just wow, it's shocking, it's traumatizing. And the last 10 seconds is insane. We have episode 9, which I've talked about, my favorite TV episode of the year so far. And we have 410, which is a slow point, but very much needed, because afterwards, 411 and the series finale, they are mind-blowing. They just, the twist, the plot twist that Sam Esmail writes, they are so big, they're so huge, and they're so insane. But yet, after learning about these twists and you watch the show again, it all makes sense. It all makes a lot of sense, and Sam Esmail is just a huge genius. Yeah, the music by Matt Quayle is one of the best TV scores ever. The performances by Rami Malek, Christian Slater, everyone else is fantastic, breathtaking, and this season of Mr. Robot really speaks a lot about overcoming personal trauma and negative emotions and memories. It's about caring and respecting people. It's about what's right and what's wrong. Morality, moral ambiguity is explored here really, really well. And this season also shows that everyone can be a little broken inside. Everybody has secrets, but it's explored such beautifully and poetically, and I just can't compliment this TV show enough. One of the most underrated TV shows of all times, period. So yeah, what are your favorite TV shows of the year? Tell me, comments below, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the worst songs of the year.